Welcome and thank you for joining me today. So, yeah, I got to be careful about doing that. So, we're over here in front of the map that I just updated, and I have completed the expansion of the storage cloud between episodes. And yeah, I'm ready to move on to the next expansion of the storage cloud. I need the brewing room section because there's a couple of things. We'll head up there in a minute and I'll show you. But I was looking at this, and this is about where we're moving the AFK fish farm to. So that's about where we need to keep the cloud open and free above us. So I'll try and arrange something like that. But if we head up here, I'll give you a quick tour of everything. So basically, I've put these lanterns up here so that everything's nice and brightly lit, and you can read the signs at night. And it doesn't look too out of place. All of these signs are sitting on glass panes that kind of jut out like that so that you can actually read them as you're running through. So instead of having them up there where that was, where it's difficult to read, it's a lot easier to read them here. And it basically indicates the next section on your left or right. Same thing coming back. And then opposite sides to also indicate up and down these rows. And basically everything has been fully changed around. We have all of our enchanting books over here, which doesn't really take up a whole lot of space, and I'm half tempted to expand it a little bit more so that everything can get more space over here, because some of this is kind of on the condensed side still, but I guess we'll see. And also, we've got the enchanting setup here. I could easily bump this enchanting setup out a little bit further and just cut it in over there and just have the enchanted section, and we have this little section that crosses over. And basically that idea just recently came to me, but more importantly, we have our brewing down here, and this could be much better because we're mixing two different types, and in some cases, like right here, swiftness, we have extended and we have swiftness 2. And yeah, that could definitely be done in a way that is much better. Maybe swiftness, extended, and the plus. So, what I'm thinking to accommodate that and not make this go ridiculously far off that way, because we need to go out this way for some more of our expansions. So we'll just basically take the hallway concept, push it this way. I need a bedroom, sort of. Basically, I need to move my bed up here to the cloud. And I'm thinking I could do a little room off to the side there. And then I could do the brewing room further back. And more importantly, the brewing room would be able to have some of this cut over, and based on where that is, yeah, this one likely would be the point where it cuts through, maybe. Yeah, this one. I'll cut this one out, push the path through that way, and connect it up to the brewing, so there's two ways to get to this section. As this and maybe the enchanted books are the only ones that really need the extra sections. Although the big thing for the enchanted books is I'll get them from the trading anyway. And then just, yeah, everything else is sorted up and down through here and moved. And for the wood section, I've got each different sign indicating what kind of wood at a glance, as well as, of course, labeling them. And then, for example, here in the stone, bad example. For here in the winter and ocean. So we've got the winter stuff on the birch signs here at the front, and then the ocean stuff. And that's kind of another thing I'm thinking is, oh wait, nether's going to be on that opposite corner with the nether update coming out. That's going to go a good ways out, but I could easily expand the ocean section a good ways out and basically give each of the different corals their own section instead of clumping them all together like this. For now, this will work. I'm not going to worry about expanding that, but it is an option. Also, At night, if I don't sleep, phantoms still spawn up there. They stopped coming down after me because I have a roof over my head, but they do spawn and circle, and it's hilarious. Let's see. I've got all of this. I've emptied out from where I smelted a bunch of glass. Oh, and this right here. It's a little something I came up with for the brewing, kind of a quick reference, because my plan is to do more of manual brewing than automated, so I basically kind of have this guide book, and then basically a few explanations, and a few other things, and then each individual potion and weakness actually is the only one that does not need nether wart, and is actually most efficient because you're using fermented spider eye no matter what. So if you just do it with that instead of the nether wart, you don't need to worry about option 2 or option 3 for this. So yeah, basically that's that. And this, yeah, this is all of my farms. I don't remember leaving it on Netherwart Farm, but yeah, that's definitely a farm that needs to get done soon. As well as expanding this hallway out. So I think I will expand the hallway out, kind of lay out the floor pattern, maybe less so worry about the walls and the ceiling until I get the floor plan laid out, and make sure that I dodge that. And I also need to get my room going. So without further ado, I'm going to get that done, and I will see you back here in just a moment. Okay, so I've gotten a little bit of work done on the expansion. I've also completely expanded my little bedroom area. Don't really need nothing but a bed in there. And I need to be safe, so that's the first thing I did, basically, is make that safe. Let's see. Oh, something I forgot to mention is I was having some issues with my mouse, so I no longer have the mouse that I used to have, but I do still have a mouse, which I can remap a button to basically that, but it's a more of an in-game remapping, because button 4 and button 5 now I have specific slots. Hotbar slot 6. So that's usually where I keep my blocks. So I figure that's a good one, and it's a little bit of a stretch. So we'll see how that goes. But among other things, let's see. I wonder how that would look from below, doubling up the glass. Let me check real quick. To be honest, I can't tell a difference. I think it'll be fine. In any case, the main reason for that is so that I have a place to put the brewing stands. But I think what I want is actually right here. Give me that back. And give me that. And give me that. So putting the brewing stands elevated like that, because I have plans to keep this as simple as possible and basically manually move the potions here to here and have the brewing process just automatically start based on, well, there we go. Basically, I could put nether wart in here. It'll automatically feed into here, and I could just automatically brew. I can even, let's see, that and that. I think I need those to go into the top. I'm still kind of learning a few basics with the brewing, but I think what I want to do is that, and then get my scaffolding out. And that. So basically, if this works the way I'm thinking it should work, I can just throw my resources in here like a bunch of nether wart, and it'll funnel into here. I can put the water bottles up there. They'll funnel down. They'll brew. As they get done brewing, I can come in, grab them, and move them into this chest, or move them elsewhere to brew. I could basically just mass brew things like this. So that takes up a footprint of, we'll say 4, so that I can get around here. Yeah, that should be fine. A little bit of a gap here so I can get around here as well. I think this will work. I haven't done the least bit of testing for this. So, and actually I say a footprint of 4, but I can just constantly have these little spots here. And that's where the brewing is. So I definitely know I need more than 6. So what I need to do is expand until I have enough, and then I can cut over and connect into the storage over there. So many different ways I could do the connecting into the storage. I could connect basically right here, I think. I definitely need to make sure I keep the space above that open so that I can have an efficient, AFK fish farm location. But I think something like this, although in all technicality, I would want to push all of this back and get rid of this line instead of having it as a walled area, which means technically this room should go back a little bit further so I could do the same thing here. Huh. If I want to keep it all consistent throughout, I would need to do stuff like that, so I guess I need to do stuff like that. Okay. Well, I'll get that stuff taken care of. Actually, before well, you know what? I know the perfect thing. I need to grab nether wart, which will be in the nether section. Right here. Just one. I need to go back this way and grab, we'll say I'll grab 3 bottles of water. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll head down to the brewing stand that already has the blaze powder in it. And this is where I want to test. Okay, so if I put this on the back, which I can't do like that. I actually have to put it there, but I can't do that from that angle. Let's just slip through here and do that. That's the benefit of chests taking up that tiny bit of space less. That, and I think that's where I want the ingredients. No, that's where I want the bottles of water. Yes. And now this, well, I'll need to hop up here to pull this off. And this is where I want the ingredients. Yes! Okay, ingredients up top, bottles of water in the back. That's simple enough to figure out. Now that I've got that sorted, I've got to sort out and make these actually separate, like, room sections to the cloud. Okay, so I've gotten the room moved back. I've gotten the potion brewing area taken care of, and we just so happen to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20 spots, and I crafted up 20 brewing stands, so that will work out perfectly. Some spots will be permanently dedicated to, say, nether wart, or fermented spider eye, or gunpowder, dragon's breath. I might actually just dedicate one side to that, and the other side I can brew up all sorts of different potions. Maybe I could just double up on the nether wart brewing sections, but I could do something. I haven't figured out exactly what goes where yet, but I've got some ideas. And this will be the storage. This is going to be the only storage section that is extra big, and I'm moving my basic ingredients and water bottles and such over here. And we're going to put the water bottles will actually go in this section. Glass bottles will go with this. And we'll put the awkward potions, I believe, over here, or the mundane, whichever one. And then we start putting the different brewed potions out this way. What I'm going to do is put the most useful brewed potions up this way and kind of shift them back to the less useful ones closer to where they get brewed. It's also night, so it's time to sleep again. And I do need to test if I can respawn from here on death, but I do not plan to increase my death count right now. What I do need to do is fill in the ceiling for all of this, which is going to be a lot. And then I need to tear these chests out, move chests around, relabel everything out here. But in the end, it's going to be worth it, because in the end, we're going to have, like, the brewing section is going to come around and connect to the brewing section. It's going to be a little weird, but it'll make sense. That was definitely weird jumpiness there. We also are going to have, let's go see what that looks like on the map. It's not done yet, but I'm just curious. Also, where is that trader? There's the llama. And also, what's causing this dark spot right in here? I have legitimately no clue what this is being caused by. Villager trading area. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Okay, finally getting someone with different trades. You go ridiculously crazy. Like, as soon as soon as I'm done trying to trade. Okay, anyway, let's just pop this off. And that's, well, it's going to actually look a lot flatter like the rest of it, but that's the open area that we're going to have. Not bad. So we've got the room, hallway, trading, or the storage extension, and that can actually continue extending that way later if needed, but I don't really see need to worry about this. That I don't see will need to ever extend further, but who knows, it might. Why is there a single pixel that's... Oh, yes, it's a bookshelf. Duh. Okay, anyway. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, you remember last episode we built this over here? Well, I don't fully understand what the issue is. It could have something to do with that we're on vanilla, but we're on like a bungee cord, which is why I'm able to hop between SMB 1 and 2. But yeah, if we look right in here, we've got those that just have not, they haven't gotten sucked down. And wait, is that in the middle? Well, that debunks that theory that's the ones on the edge. I don't know why they're not always going in here. Every so often I hop in and just kind of crawl around picking up them to put them in here, but we are producing regardless of that. I don't know. I know that this was recently in the middle of chest 6, or in the middle of chest 7. I also know that recently it kind of glitched out and quit producing. Sometimes that can happen with these farms. That got pushed out and didn't get retracted. So it was running without actually producing. Anyway, I've got a lot of glass to place. I want to get this entire thing looking proper and get the brewing stands and the hoppers and the chests in. So I will get all of that knocked out, and then we'll be back with the finished result. Well, that certainly took a little bit of time, but we've got it all done. All the brewing stands and hoppers and stuff are set up. I even put some signs, so we've got two main netherwort ones, and we've got one for the fermented spider eye to corrupt them. We have 3 spots, so we can brew 3 different potions at once and in bulk. We also have where we can extend the potion or enhance the potion. We can splash the potion, or we can lingering the potion. Keeping in mind that lingering requires splash, these are mutually exclusive. And I'm not putting this as I'm not marking this as a possibility for the main brewing. What I'm going to probably do is use something. Well, actually, I might. I'm not sure what I'm going to do if I ever decide to brew a weakness potion, but I could easily brew it here or over here. I just need a water bottle. Back here we have our ingredients, some glass bottle storage, and expansion room for future ingredients that are exclusive to this, because otherwise, yes, I do have to go throughout the storage system. But I don't want things in 2 different spots. I'm stubborn like that. We have our water bottles. We have our basic useless potions, just in case they're accidentally brewed. We have the awkward potions, and then the potion of Turtle Master, slowness, poison, invisibility, harming, weakness, slow falling, night vision, jump boost, strength, swiftness, regen, healing, fire resistance, and water breathing. And as I said, the more useful the potion, the closer it is to the entrance. And yes, I find fire resistance and water breathing to be the 2 most useful. Yeah. Wonder why. So, that's all of that. I can actually... Let's just take the book, break that, and I can set this up down here. I'm not exactly sure where to set it up. You know, that's a fairly central type location, so I'm going to set that up, and if I need to ever brew anything, I could just kind of flip through here just to make sure of what can be done and stuff like that. If I forget, don't have to open the Wikipedia up. And then this is my projects, which I didn't even list this as a project because it's not really a farm. And surprisingly, that for everything I plan to automate and that I have that automated, I didn't really do as much to automate this. I have to manually take out the the uh, the potions from here and put them in the chest, or move them over here to brew up an actual potion. But it's still a lot better than nothing. And let's go down real quick while I'm thinking about it. And let's update that map. Oh good, I left that spot open. So, we now have this as basically the entirety of our, our cloud storage. We have a little gap there. What's it look like from down here? Huh. So yes, you can see the... Wow, for as tiny as they are, I would have thought you wouldn't have been able to see them from all the way down here, but yeah, you can see the lanterns, and you can see the storage, not the storage, the brewing setup, the hoppers and the brewing. Can you see the brewing stands? I know you can see the hoppers. You cannot see the chests. You can see where I've got lectern there, got a crafting table there, so you can see certain blocks. But for the most part, yeah, this is pretty good. And yes, I left the space open so that I can put the AFK fish farm here, which I don't want to do another episode of moving that and stuff, but I might because no, I'm just gonna move it, set up the storage sorting, and show it off at the beginning of the next episode after I take care of that. But also, my bed is now moved up there, so I have to go up here to sleep. And I need to find out if this works for setting my spawn so that I will just, if I come back from the nether, spawn somewhere around this bed. Not the nether, the end. I need to test that. But for the moment, I'd say we've done a pretty good deal of stuff. We've got a brewing setup and have expanded the brewing section of our storage so that every potion has its own section. So I like that. In any event, I think that'll do it for this episode. I'd like to thank y'all so much for watching, and until next time, God bless.